Boys and girls and everyone in between. Hello, my name is Jake Jaramillo, and this is the Not Too Good show, live podcast thing. Like I said, my name is Jake Jaramillo. I just kind of wanted to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about what this is, who I am a little bit, and kind of lay out a manifesto of sorts for this show, because I think there's a lot of stuff that I want to do with it, and I think that, well, we'll get into it. I'll talk about it a little bit as we go on. But first, I'll start with an introduction. Hello. For the third time, my name is Jake. I am 22 years old right now. It is February 10th, 2022. I almost said 21. It's 2022. Wow. And I think I am obsessed with creativity and expression and just, kind of getting my thoughts out there. Over the past few months, I think starting in September, I've been trying to confront my fears of putting myself out there, and it's turned out to be something that's actually been like more than fine. It took a lot for me to start a YouTube channel where I'm on camera and I'm talking and kind of expressing the things I want to express. And once I did, I realized it really isn't that difficult. I think it's a lot scarier when you kind of think about it and overthink about it too much. Just the idea of like going from no public exposure to, okay, I'm just going to put everything out on the internet and everyone can see it all the time. All my family can see it. All my friends can see it. That's scary. That's really scary. So it was really hard for me to start that. And once I did, and I think actually in my first video I addressed it, but once I did, like, it became more of a natural thing for me and something that I got more comfortable with. And just, I think now that I'm over the whole, like, being afraid of it, it's definitely opened me to, start having fun with it. I think that the first thing you need to do in that sort of thing is just find a process that works. Find something that actually, that you're comfortable with reproducing over and over and over again. Because, when you first start out, it's very like scary. It's very terrifying. But, finding a process and finding a format worked for me. So I've been doing that for a few months, and even now I'm kind of still tweaking my process and my format, and I'm trying new things and just trying to have fun with it and express myself in certain ways that I've been either afraid to do before or I just never felt like it was possible. So that's the YouTube channel. And now we're here. A few months after launching that, I had the bright idea of starting a podcast live show thing. So let's talk about it. This is kind of an extension. Well, let me start here. Not Too Good, the show name. Originally, I want to be Not Too Good with Words, because I hate when people do these disclaimers and apologize like for everything they ever do, but I'm going to do it right now anyway. I am not amazing at all at articulating anything. So I just want to put it up front that this is not at all scripted, really. It's not going to be perfect. It's more of an exercise for me to get better at articulation and kind of just have a more free-flowing, pure expression kind of platform. I was going to name the show Not Too Good with Words, but that's a mouthful, and it's also not great for SEO. So I feel like Not Too Good is a little better because it leaves more up to interpretation, and it's a more transferable title. which I think is going to be important long term. I'm always thinking long term, baby. So let's get into it. What is it exactly? Well, like I said, the YouTube channel was me kind of confronting my fears of expression on a public platform and, allowing myself to kind of open up and share a lot of my, a lot of the things that I want to do creatively, a lot of the things that were on my mind, some certain thoughts, some certain just opinions, stuff like that, and doing it in a creative way. And I think I'm still definitely trying to evolve that. But this is going to be basically an extension of the same exact stuff, the same exact messaging, the same exact, ideas, the same exact values and beliefs, all that. I love creating. I love having like an outlet to promote creativity. But as I've gotten more into YouTube and content creation, I found that the rate of my output just is not where I want it to be. I think that the stuff that I do for my YouTube channel is very, it takes a lot of work, especially in like the pre-planning, coming up with the ideas and then writing out the ideas. I'll show you a document one of these days about like, the writing and the planning that goes into my YouTube videos, because it's probably too extensive, but I love just like having everything kind of planned out and written out and knowing exactly what I want to say, how I want to say it, and making sure it's all cohesive and coherent, and then, of course, being able to look back at that and learn from it. But, by the time I write all that out and shoot it and then edit it, that takes, it's multiple days of shooting and editing, and then the video's out there, and then it's on to the next. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of stuff that goes into a video, and there's a lot of stuff that I want to say that by the time I'm available to shoot the next video or to write the next video, it's like I've had 5 or 6 ideas that, are either they're not like up to my standard, or they're not relevant to me in that moment. So having this platform is an opportunity for me to be more consistent in my messaging, giving myself a more consistent way to express myself. I'm a big podcast guy. I really enjoy listening to podcasts, and I think that there's a lot of value in them for sure, especially when you find one that really aligns with the things that you want to do and the things that you want to be surrounded with. And it was very hard for me to find a podcast like this one. So I think I kind of want to create a platform and provide the value that I couldn't find myself. And I think that is a pretty important thing for people like me. And we'll get into that too in a minute. But I think bottom line, I just have way too much that I want to say and not enough time and resources to say them in a explicitly, creative and premeditated fashion. There's a lot of checkpoints that I need to hit in my YouTube videos, I feel, that just make it very difficult for me to have an idea and then execute on the idea in a reasonable time, because I'm still just one person. I'm still just doing this all solo, and I'm cool with that for now because obviously I have like 40 subscribers. Like it's not, I'm not running some empire right now. But yeah, I just have a lot of checkpoints that I feel like I need to hit to make a great YouTube video, and it's very hard for me to get ideas out in a reasonable amount of time. So I love creating those videos. I'm going to keep creating those videos. I really do enjoy the writing process and the shooting process and the editing process. And I think that this will just be a more consistent and transparent output or avenue of expression for me and the community. So that's basically that's basically the reason why I started it, or at least one of the reasons. I just want a more consistent and transparent avenue of expression, selfishly, for me, because I have a lot to say and someone's got to find it valuable. Along the lines of transparency and consistency, I think that another one of the reasons that I wanted to start this was because with a lot of my favorite artists, in any medium, whether it's music or fashion or filmmaking or anything, like with very, very few exceptions, there's this feeling of accessibility and transparency that I've really been missing from a lot of them. Like I love, even like right before this, I was watching a documentary that Louis Vuitton made with Virgil Abloh on his Fall Winter 21 show. And, just the being able to see the process and, the behind the scenes, the studio sessions, the drafts and all that just really make the whole creative process feel real and not like mysterious or ethereal or inaccessible to the common person, the people that, enjoy consuming the work and the art. Like, I think that just imagine like if you were to be able to see the studio sessions of a Frank Ocean album, or you got to, sit in the Louis Vuitton studios of Virgil Abloh every week, or just something like that. That would just be so cool to me. And I think that expressing or applying that to a bunch of different mediums, in film, if you could like have a live stream in real time of just like watching the set, like it doesn't even have to be interactive, just like setting a camera down and streaming just a day on set of like some, AAA movie just to see how it works. Same with music. If you got to see like a, live studio session of some big artist, or like you have the artist like sit down at the end of the day and just talk about what happened. I think just the level of accessibility that we have to really great creatives is super limited, and I feel like in the internet age, the times that we're in now, I feel like that accessibility and transparency and authenticity, really, of just being able to express yourself authentically on a public platform are some of the most valuable things that can be offered, like out of everything right now. Just the connection that you can have to people. So I want to be the one that sets the example of providing full transparency, providing the complete accessibility and, authenticity in my creative process, in the things that I'm doing, the things that I enjoy, the ways that I'm thinking, the ideas that I have, and all of that, not making art and creativity feel super like inaccessible or mysterious or like, out of the reach of everybody. I think that my favorite artists have, at least some of my favorite artists, especially recently, have done that for me, being able to make me feel like art and creativity and entering this wild, crazy world of like just expression, making it feel accessible, making it feel like I can do it too. This, like having an elitist activity, having like an elitist mindset or like a purist mindset with art and creativity is just gatekeeping, it like the holier than thou kind of mentality of this is like fine art and this is like above you. I hate it. It makes me feel so discouraged when I see like a great art piece and I'm like, I want to figure out like how that came about. I want to figure out what this means personally to the artist, and then not being able to do that because it's like there's this precedent of, like I said, holier than thou, just feels wrong to me. I feel like in the internet age, like there's just no room for that anymore. I feel like we're past this elitist, holier than thou mindset, especially with like creativity and art. I genuinely don't see a future without accessibility to, the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that gatekeeping and hiding behind a veil, not that it's necessarily always a bad thing, but I don't see those being sustainable for the long term. I think as we get further and further into, the social media and, everything, just online accessibility to people, I think it's going to be harder and harder for people to maintain those veils. And I think there's a huge market, a huge demand for being able to see that process, being able to see just the creative process, creative ideas, and whatever. You get the point. Basically, I want to be the person that is fully transparent in my creative process and fully transparent in the things that are going on with me. Everything from, like the creative side and things that I just want to get out and ideas that I have, to more the business side, because this is, art and commerce are pretty closely related at this point. And I think I do have an interest in business and marketing and branding and all that. And I want to be transparent about that. I want to, for the person that wants to monetize their creativity, I want to do the same thing. And I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure all this out. I'm starting from the very bottom. I know I have creative ideas and I know I have things that I want to say. And that's about it. And I know I want to build a platform off of that. So here we are at the very bottom, episode 1. I'm just trying to start that. I'm trying to create the platform and provide full transparency on basically everything. The other reason that I wanted to do this was to create a community of like-minded creatives and people that kind of along the lines of, providing the transparency, just creating a community of people that appreciate the transparency and people that share the same values as me and, want to, follow the same kind of path, or at least are interested in the same sort of things that I am. Very thirsty. Excuse me. In my life, as it stands, I don't have many people around me that I can talk to about the things that I am like in love with and am super passionate about. Art, creativity, expression, and then branding, marketing, the business side of things, and content creation are really, really what I'm interested in. Right now especially, but have been for the past, basically ever since I got introduced to YouTube, when I was like 6 years old watching YouTube videos. I was like, wow, I want to figure out how to do this. And then just getting into art and creativity, all that. You get the point. Those are the things that I'm like obsessed with. And I never go a day without thinking about any of them because I can't. I think I'm too far deep at this point, but I just don't have an outlet really to discuss those things with people around me, and it's not, anyone's fault. I think that it's a very you kind of have to find the people, and the people kind of have to find you, so that's kind of why I'm here. I want to foster a community of people like me, people who have the same interests as me, people who can find value in the things that I have to say, and vice versa. I want to be able to hear the valuable thoughts of the people out there and, kind of nurture this community that is supportive and, really has valuable things to say about the industry and the people around them and each other, Speaking from my experience with my time on the internet, I firsthand know the insane amount of value from online communities from both perspectives, both from the creators and the consumers, the community members with, Twitch and YouTube and, even like Discords and all that. Feeling a level of connection with the people online who share the same interests as you feels incredible. It really is like one of the best feelings in the world. Just being able to have access, like instant access to, tens, hundreds of people around you, all with a shared interest. From a consumer side, from a creator side, like being able to foster that and watch it grow and thrive, like internally. I've also been on that side. It's the coolest thing to just like create something and then put it out there and see a community form around it, inside of it, and have that community interact with each other. And, it really is just like one of the coolest things in the world from both sides. I love it so much. I sound like a nerd talking about like online communities, but seriously, like just the power of online communities and, being able to surround yourself with like-minded people that you're probably never going to meet in real life. It's a really powerful thing. It's been hard for me to find people and communities around what I like and the things that I share, my beliefs and the things that I value. So I think I want to be, like I said, be the one that creates that community, be the one that hosts those conversations and provides value for the people who share the same beliefs that I do and want to pursue the same things that I do. Not only for, for me to share value to them, but then also for them to share value with each other, and create a group of people who support each other, create a really positive, self-sustaining community of creatives and people who want to get into expression and art and all that. And but then also, having people that I can turn to, whether it's in the community or people that I can discover through the community, just having people around me, really. I mean, I listen to a bunch of podcasts. I'm watching a bunch of YouTube videos. There's a bunch of content on the internet that makes me feel partially satisfied with, just surrounding myself with voices and ideas in the things that I love, But having people, to actually be able to talk to and having a community to actually be able to turn to, it's going to be way better because it's like real and it's conversational and it's not just, listening to somebody talk on a podcast. That's not what I want this to be. I don't want this to be something that's super like inaccessible. I want to be able to talk to the people. I want the people to be able to talk to me. I want to make it a more communal, interactive experience that's not just, watching me talk for 30 minutes, because there's millions of those on the internet, and I want to be a step above that. I want to be more engaging with the people, and I want the people to engage with me. And along those lines, I also want people to have a voice in what I do, because they absolutely do. Especially in this space of content creation and podcasting and live streaming and all that, like you don't have creators without viewers. You don't have content without the people that watch the content. You know what I'm saying? So my creative and my business and really any journeys that I want to pursue will always involve the people that support them, like bar none. That's just how I believe it should be. That's how I believe the future should be and will be. And I don't ever want to do anything that doesn't involve the community, the people, I think that directly goes against my beliefs of, making art accessible and like not having it be holier than thou. I think that not only being a part of a community, but feeling like you have a say in the things that go on from the, the person that I guess runs the community. That is powerful on its own, So I want to give the people that are in the community and people that, hear what I have to say. I want to make them feel like they have power because they really do. like I said, obviously there's nobody here watching live, but in the future when there are people watching live, like I want them to be able to feel like they can talk to me and I can talk to them and they have power and a say in the things that go on here. So, people speak with their interests, and I want to give the people a voice and a level of participation on something that's bigger than me. Because this is, my show. It's my YouTube channel. It's all that. But at the end of the day, like, this is all bigger than me. These ideas are not original in any sense. They're not unique to me. Because if they were, then nobody would ever show up. But, at the end of the day, it's bigger than me. It's bigger than the individual. Power in the people. I also never talk for this long, so I'm not used to having my mouth be this dry. Me and this hydro flask are going to become great friends. All right, so how's this going to work? Well, right now, as I'm speaking, I'm live on youtube.com on my personal channel, jaramillo. I'm going to be doing this every single week on Thursdays at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. At least I think so, because I'm in Arizona. And let me actually see. Is it 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time? What time is it in California? Yeah, okay. 9 a.m. Pacific Time right now. I don't know with daylight savings how that changes, but 10 o'clock Arizona time. Follow that. You'll be fine. The podcast is going to be recorded live, and I really, 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 really do encourage participation in that. I think that, like I said, having a say and being involved in the community and everything really that I just said is going to be way more true in the live. It's going to just be nice to have you guys around. It's going to be nice to have people here. And it's going to be more fun than just listening to me on a Spotify or an Apple Podcast or a YouTube bot. You know what I'm saying? Come to the live show. It's fun. I promise. I know this is the first one, but I promise it's going to be a lot of fun. Once we're done doing the live show, the episode is going to be uploaded in audio podcast format to all your favorite platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Deezer. I think Deezer is a podcast platform. I'm not entirely sure. The VOD's going to be uploaded to the Not Too Good YouTube channel, so you can watch it after the fact in full 100% HD goodness. And along with that, we're also going to be uploading clips and segments and shorts from the show, so there's a more consistent flow of content throughout the week. Like I said, one of the goals is to provide a more consistent output of content and just be able to express myself more consistently. And I think this is going to be able to do that. Spending 30 minutes, an hour and a half just being able to talk about whatever I want and then being able to cut that down to content and just put it out there. It's amazing. I love it. And like I said, this is an extension of the stuff that I do on my main channel. So if you're catching this on the Not Too Good YouTube channel, then you're going to be able to hear more of the same stuff on my main channel, jaramillo. It's going to be a lot more polished, a lot more cinematic, a lot more pretty, because right now I'm on a $40 webcam and a microphone that I got on B&H Photo. So the YouTube channel is going to be a lot more creative and a lot more premeditated stuff, but it's all going to be around the same ideas, same beliefs of art and creativity and accessibility and business and everything I've been talking about for the past 30 minutes. I really do encourage everybody to come to the live segments, though, because that's where we're going to have the most fun. Like I said, I'm just an individual, but this is bigger than me. This is bigger than the individual. This is power in the people, power in the community and the value of ideas and fostering the people who make this possible, who give me ideas and I want to, bounce off them and they can bounce off me and all that. So join the community, contribute to the conversation, and just be around people like me, because I am worth being around. Again, YouTube, every Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Arizona time. Again, I know daylight savings changes, and I'm not entirely sure on the time. Probably should have figured that out before I went live, but that's okay. On my main channel, jaramillo. Like I said, if you're watching this on the VOD channel, not too good. We're going to be posting clips and shorts and all that. So there's some content for you to watch. But seriously, all the fun's going to be had on the live show. And the content posted afterwards is just for fun, just for consistent content output and being able to make stuff on a consistent basis. With that, I think that's really all I had. I think that's all I really wanted to say. Kind of like I said, I really want this to be this is off the script. I'm not reading off the script. I was supposed to end it right here, but I don't really feel like going off yet. Yeah, this is, I really just want to emphasize the point of accessibility and transparency. I am in love with the creative process and being able to have an idea and then turn it into something, something tangible, something real, something of value. And I think my entire mission statement with all of this has stemmed from me trying to realize the value of my creativity. It's something that has always been a factor in my life, and I've always been trying to figure out like what my creativity is worth, not even from a money perspective, but just simply from like why do people care about the things I have to say? And trying to figure out why I care about the things I have to say. Why do I care? Why do I want to express things creatively? Why do I want to make films and music and podcasts and live shows and events and paintings and anything? Why do I want to make anything? I think that's a good question. I think that's a very important question that I've always been trying to figure out, and I don't think I ever will figure it out, but goddamn, it's fun to try. But that's kind of what it's all about. I think that's kind of my mission statement. Like I said, my value proposition with all this is just figuring out, what is creativity worth? What is my creativity worth? What is your creativity worth? And how do we realize that? Obviously, it's never going to be fully realized. But the pursuit of it is the fun part, being able to, work and make all these creative projects and, learn from them and evolve and with every single piece. I think that's a very valuable thing. Excuse me. Oh my God. So that's what I'm doing here, and that's what I'm doing on the main channel. And that's probably what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life, honestly. Just trying to figure that out, trying to realize the value of my own creativity and yours. Because I think that if you never do, then you're always going to be dissatisfied with the results that you have. And taking that dissatisfaction and pursuing something real is fun. I've had fun with it. I don't know, you might not, but I do. And if you don't have fun with creating stuff, don't listen to this. Don't watch this. You're probably not going to find any value from it. Or do. Actually, I don't care. I mean, you don't have to, whatever. Anyway, I think that's about it. I'm just kind of rambling at this point. So I think I'm going to cut it off here. I love you. Thank you for listening or watching wherever you are. This is going to be great. This is going to be really great. I do really believe in this. I think, like I've said over and over and over again, just having a transparent and accessible outlet to any sort of creative person has always been great for me. Being a part of a community has always been great for me. And seeing, creative processes from other people and being able to discuss them and learn from them has always been great for me, and I want to be the one to provide that for you. And for me, a little bit. I'm a little selfish. I'll admit that. It's a little selfish, this pursuit of, realizing my own value. But that's life, baby. That's the world we live in, baby. So yeah. Thank you for listening. Thanks for watching if you're on the YouTube. Again, catch us on the live show every single Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 10 o'clock Arizona time. I just got to start saying 10 o'clock Arizona time, and you can figure it out from there. That's what I'm going to do in the future. On my main channel, Jay Cartmio, not on the Not Too Good channel. Couldn't give you a good reason why. I could actually, but I don't want to get into it. Okay, anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Great start to the first show.